Good afternoon and welcome to AC Vision. Wow, that was an amazing performance. Please give it up for the very talented throat singers, Charlotte Hominick and Tamara Takbani. Also, for Element FM for the inspired music and student comments, Element FM is run by First Peoples Radio, encouraging Indigenous music. Thank you all for setting the tone for this afternoon.
Yes, that was incredible. And did you all know that Charlotte is twice Juno nominated?
Oh, wow. We are so fortunate to have Charlotte and Tamara here today. Last year's AC Vision event was our first back in person, and I'm so happy that we can all be here together again for AC Vision 2023. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Kara McNeil, and I'm the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Specialist at Algonquin College. And I'm thrilled to be one of your MCs today.
Ani Kinawea, Washkanes Indigenous, Makwa Dodam, Stratford and Dunjaba. So my name is Sheila Grantham. I am the Indigenous Pedagogy and Curriculum Consultant in LTS here at the college, and I will be your co-MC today. I'm thrilled to be here with you all and to recognize the important work that we all do at the college. Many of us, including myself, are guests to this land, and Algonquin College acknowledges that that this event is taking place on unceded, unsurrendered Algonquin territory of the Anishinaabe people, and Algonquin College continues to make truth and reconciliation a priority and actively invest in partnerships with many of the Indigenous peoples here who call Ottawa home. I'm so happy that we are gathered here today, and that's Plains Indigenous Sign Language. With every effort to be inclusive, Erica Hackberth from the Canadian Hearing Services is in-house interpreting the event in American Sign Language. Thank you, Erica, for that. We are also streaming live today. For those joining online, closed captionings are available. And while we are mentioning those online, special shout outs to all of you from the Ottawa, Pembroke, Perth, and AC Online. Thank you all for joining us today. And for those here in person, I hope you enjoyed the pre-snack. We're going to be enjoying it a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I heard a rumor that there may be more after the show, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, Sheila, is it dessert?
I hope so. I do love a sweet ending, so let's get back to the show.
Yes, so what's AC Vision all about? For those of you who are new to the college, AC Vision is an annual event held before AC Day 1 as a chance to connect and really focus on what the college's priorities are for the academic year. Central to that is the college's strategic plan. Now a year into our new strategic plan, this upcoming academic year provides an important opportunity to reflect on the strengths of the past year and look forward to re-engaging on our strategic goals after a well-deserved summer break. As a refresher, the 3 primary strategic goals for 2022 to 2025 are: 1, to provide flexible, personalized, and lifelong learning experiences, to empower our people to foster a high-quality, innovative, learner-driven culture, and to create an equitable, diverse, and inclusive organizational environment. Everything you hear today will be centered around the vision for the college so that we may all leave here today feeling informed, inspired, and refreshed. It's easy to sometimes get caught up in our routines, and we forget our true purpose sometimes. But this is an opportunity for us to stop for a minute, take a breath, and remember why we come to work every day: to serve our learners. We are changing lives, transforming hopes and dreams into lifelong success. To help us get inspired today, we have a very special guest joining us. Please welcome Colleges Ontario President and CEO, Marquita Evans. Marquita holds an MA from Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies and a PhD from the University of Toronto. Marquita is a collaborative leader, skilled in accelerating growth, impact, and partnership strategies in higher education and beyond. She has a deep commitment to supporting the advancement of colleges and educational institutions across the country. Marquita understands how education can change lives and knows we are changing lives each and every day at Algonquin College.
Thank you very much for that really warm welcome. And hello, Algonquin community here and online. It's great to be here today. My very special thanks to Claude Brulé for inviting me to be part of this really amazing celebration today. I'm truly thrilled to be here for Back to School. C'est la rentrée et ça me fait tellement plaisir d'être ici avec vous cet après-midi. So, as mentioned, my name is Marquita Evans, and I'm the new CEO of your member association, Colleges Ontario. So Algonquin College is part of a broader sector, part of a broader system. And let me tell you a little bit about your member association. So we represent all 24 public colleges in the province of Ontario. That's 900 programs, 200 campuses and learning centers across all regions in the province. And for me, it's a really huge honor and privilege to represent that public college system. And I will share a little bit with you about some of the issues that we're currently thinking about. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I spent my summer vacation. So I joined Colleges Ontario in May from our national member association, Colleges and Institutes Canada, based right here in Ottawa. And I came to that role after serving as the Vice President of Programs at one of Toronto's largest community services agencies, where I led the teams delivering frontline services in employment, settlement services, language training for newcomers, youth wellness and empowerment, and many more. And in that role, we often partnered with colleges to deliver training programs for those furthest from the labor market, and for whom a college education represented a real path to a brighter future. I also taught at a public college in Ontario, and I sat on a program advisory committee at a different college as an employer. And in all those experiences, I really came to see how critical public colleges are to Canada's prosperity, economic growth, and inclusion. And nowhere is that more true than in Ontario. So I really believe in you, in the work that you are all doing. And it's a great pleasure for me to be able to tell your story and represent you in front of government, business, and other stakeholders. So, how did I spend my summer vacation? Getting out on campus, my favorite activity. I've now visited all but a handful of the members of Colleges Ontario, covering this great province from Sudbury to Windsor, from Timmins to Kingston, and many places in between. And what I've learned has really only served to energize me more. I continue to witness firsthand the incredible positive impact that our public colleges are having on people's lives and in our communities. And I'm really incredibly proud to represent our colleges and all of you at the provincial level. Simply put, Ontario's public colleges fuel Ontario's economic success. And I want to hear from you now and in the future about what needs to be true to fuel your success. The start of a new academic year is always such an exciting time at our colleges. What I do know is that the level of passion and energy you all bring to the mission is a fundamental reason why our students are so successful, and it really sets us apart. Everywhere I've been, I have felt the pride you all have for the work you're doing and the public college system in Ontario. And what I've also learned is that in many communities, our colleges provide training, education, and a soft place to land for newcomers and Ontarians alike. And in many places, we're the only path to post-secondary. And in every case, we are the most affordable and accessible path to post-secondary. Let me share a few facts with you that point to some of the key changes in our landscape that I believe we'll need to adapt to, respond to, and navigate in the coming years. Our demographics and our labor markets are changing in very fundamental ways. Canada used to have 7 workers for every retiree, and now we're at 3 and heading down to 2. Our population is aging, and our workforce is shrinking. We can expect that this will put significant pressures on healthcare, social programs, the tax base. Colleges are already at the forefront of solutions. Let me share a few touch points. Currently, 25% of vacant jobs in Ontario require college credentials. That's double that of university grads. Ontario businesses depend on the continued success of the programs you deliver. Over the next decade, it's projected that over 35% of new jobs will require college grads. Our grads are really the backbone of the Ontario labor market. The healthcare challenges of today and tomorrow simply cannot be solved without more college grads. During the pandemic, our sector really stepped up to fill the talent pipeline, and we put over 1.5 million additional PSW hours into the long-term care system. But much more will need to be done to meet the challenges of an aging population. Colleges help keep older workers in the workforce, ensuring that their skills remain relevant in light of changing technology and that they don't get left behind. Outside of Toronto, 2/3 of our students are local, meaning that people can learn and stay in their communities without leaving their jobs, their friends, and their family. And we bring new people into the labor market. People who maybe have traditionally shied away from post-secondary or who left high school directly into a job but are now looking for something new or they can't make ends meet. In fact, this is already a key part of our demographic. Some 2/3 of our students system-wide are not direct, i.e. not coming straight from high school. So we're already offering many new programs for newcomers and international students to help move them quickly into programs aligned with labor market needs and job-ready skills. Let me say a few words about international students. It's been much in the news these days. Ontario really enjoys a reputation as a world-class destination for international students. Attracting international students to communities throughout Ontario is an essential part of the effort to bolster the workforce, and we need to protect that world-class reputation. Many of the students who come to Ontario will stay here when they graduate and will pursue rewarding careers in the communities where the college is located. And the numbers bear this out. Very large proportions of newcomers on a path to permanent residence who settle in communities in the north or in rural areas of Ontario are actually international student grads of their local college. And international students contribute over $12 billion annually to the Ontario economy and support 118,000 jobs. But that said, Colleges Ontario is well aware that the very large growth in international students has also created challenges. And that's why over a year ago, Colleges Ontario, as your member association, brought members together to develop new performance standards to ensure high quality education and experiences for all our international students. And these new standards mean marketing is transparent and accurate, international agents are trained and ethical, information and assistance on services, supports, and facilities, including housing, is available both before and after arrival. And these standards are subject to rigorous third-party audits. One of the most significant challenges for these students and for our domestic population is the availability and cost of housing. And so that's why Colleges Ontario is working in close collaboration with Colleges and Institutes Canada to bring more support to the table from both provincial and federal governments for our colleges. At the same time, I would also suggest that we reflect on our role in housing beyond building housing on campus. Colleges ensure a strong pipeline of talent for home building across the province. And we can absolutely support more innovation and productivity gains in residential construction. I know Algonquin has been growing its applied research capacity, and I truly applaud that because I continue to believe that applied research is a very strong driver of economic growth and prosperity across the country, and a story that we, as Colleges Ontario, will be amplifying in coming months. So let me close by being clear. College education will be critical to Ontario's future prosperity. As I've been saying to our business and our government partners, even if you don't go to college or your children don't go to college, you rely on a strong public college system in Ontario. And in turn, that strong public college system relies on you. It's your passion, your commitment, your energy that makes the difference every day across the province and here on campus. So thank you so much for inviting me to be part of this incredible event, and I so look forward to hearing from the other speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Marquita. I believe I'm not alone when I say you've given us a great deal to consider here today. Setting the tone for what we know will be an amazing new academic year ahead. Recognizing the pride we all take in the work we do every day. Emphasizing how critical public colleges are to Canada's prosperity, economic growth, and inclusion. Reminding us that our passion, commitment, and energy is having an enormous impact on our collective futures. You've inspired us to keep up the momentum, push through challenges as a team so that students of Algonquin College can continue thriving and keep on changing lives, keep daring to hope and feel empowered to achieve their wildest dreams. Remembering why we do what we do is so important, so let's continue with our impressive lineup today. Let's hear from the college's leadership team, all here to highlight their vision for the academic year with their AC Vision Talks. Think TED Talk, but all about AC. So, is everyone ready to get started? Yeah.
So I have the pleasure of introducing the college's executive team who will be the first group to inspire us today. In order of their AC Vision Talks, the lineup is Dr. Chris Jansen, Senior Vice President Academic, Dwayne McNair, Vice President Finance and Administration, Diane McCutcheon, Vice President Human Resources, Laura Stanbra, Vice President Student Services, and Mark Savinkoff, Vice President Advancement and Strategy. So Chris, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you. And thank you, Marquita. I think you've set up my portion of the talk quite nicely. For those of you that don't know me, and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I am Chris Jansen. I'm the Senior Vice President Academic. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the academic plan. I am so excited to report that the plan is complete and has been presented to our Board of Governors early this summer. You can find a copy of the plan on the website shown on the screen. It's easy, just remember academic-plan. Now, the world of work is changing precipitously. The impacts of advances in technology, automation, and artificial intelligence are resulting in rapid changes in what jobs exist and what knowledge and skills are necessary to be successful in them. This academic plan has been created to meet these challenges and opportunities by building on our current strengths and in full keeping with our learner-driven culture. The central theme of the plan is future-focused polytechnic education. So the words on this word cloud describing polytechnic education should evoke some sense of comfort, as we already excel at many of them. We've distilled all of the input we've received down into 3 priorities. First, deliver an industry-driven polytechnic education that develops employability and career growth. Second, provide inclusive program delivery that enables choice. And third, create a culture of innovation and collaboration that ensures exceptional learning experiences. There's certainly lots to unpack in the plan, and I unfortunately have only a limited time with you today, so I'm going to leave you with that teaser. I do invite you to read the plan at your leisure. Remember, academic-plan. So, how are we going to implement this plan? It is going to be messy. We are developing an approach that will enable ideas to be proposed and supported and tried with a minimum of bureaucracy and red tape. We are trying to start with yes rather than no. Of course, there is a significant asterisk with that. If a particular idea is going to cost several $100,000 just to give it a try, we're going to need a rigorous analysis on that one before we give it a go. That said, we want to allow you to pursue your ideas on how to achieve the outcomes of this plan. There are a number of academic plan kickoff sessions being planned. Stay tuned. I will be sharing more details on that soon. But for the record, I am not just speaking to the academic area when I say we want your ideas. Every employee has a role to play in the success of this plan. And we'll be inviting all of you to propose ideas and try them out. Again, if we think of each member of the college community as an arrow with individual strength and value, bundling them all together will create an unbreakable culture capable of innovating our way to success and ensuring the college continues to thrive in its efforts to provide timely learning opportunities that prepare our learners to successfully take on their next career steps. It is going to be an exciting year. Thank you for your attention, and I will now hand the stage off to Dwayne McNair, Vice President, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dwayne McNair and serve as your Vice President of Finance and Administration here at Algonquin College. Today, I'm excited to be sharing with you the Master Campus Development Plan, which will set out and create the plan for the future of Algonquin College. This will impact our buildings and the land on which we are privileged to use to deliver the mission of the college. The Master Campus Development Plan is the future of the college. It is an exciting plan to meet the academic and non-academic space and building needs of the Strategic Enrollment Management Plan. It will provide for the building and facility infrastructure to meet our enrollment growth plans over a 10-year period from 2025 to 2035. This will include all campuses, including satellite locations. Algonquin College has long been known as the digital college, as we have often been the first to transform how we teach, learn, and work by leveraging digital applications and tools. Over recent years, there has been a significant shift further to online and hybrid learning, making our programs and courses more accessible. AC Online has experienced significant growth over the last few years, and all of these shifts are influencing how we plan to utilize our spaces at the college in the future. We are developing a buildable plan, as the objective is to provide the space required to facilitate the needs of the college. This will require us to build new spaces and renovate existing spaces for classrooms, labs, social and study areas, and administrative spaces for our learners and employees. A major element of our master planning at the Ottawa campus is the development of a new science wing at the location of the former fitness zone, pictured here, in a section of A building facing Woodruff Avenue. As illustrated by these test fit plans of this section of A building, we have already begun work with the planning for this new science wing. We are planning for major renovations, and this investment will result in state-of-the-art biology labs and eventually new chemistry labs that will address the growing demand for our science programs. We currently have 2.5 million square feet of buildings and infrastructure on all of our campuses. An essential part of the plan is to ensure that the existing space is enhanced to meet the future needs with good quality environments and space. Therefore, we will address the deferred maintenance at all of our buildings. To meet the need of our growth in students, we may need up to 500,000 square feet of additional space in our facilities over the next 10 years. And this plan will consider the need for student housing, social and study spaces, food services, further modernizing our transportation networks to accommodate all modes of transportation while moving towards our net zero sustainability targets. Initial interviews of key leaders have been completed in consultation with learners, the college community, and the surrounding communities of our 3 campuses will occur this fall. So please take this opportunity to provide your input on how we should continue to develop and evolve all of our campuses to meet the needs of our learners, employees, and communities over the next decade. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from all of you during our consultations this fall. And I'll now turn the stage over to Diane McCutcheon, our Vice President of Human Resources.
Thanks, Dwayne. Good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour, Kwe. My name is Diane McCutcheon, as Dwayne mentioned, and I am the Vice President of Human Resources. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you as we kick off the 2023-24 academic year. I'd like to highlight 3 areas of focus that we will be working on this year. The first, employee engagement and employee well-being. So you may remember earlier this year, we launched an engagement survey to gather your input as we build the Algonquin College ideal employee experience. We asked you, what makes you proud to work here? What motivates you to bring your best every day? And how can we ensure that you feel supported and valued for your contributions at the college? New in the survey, though, were questions related to psychological health and safety in the workplace, so we could collect feedback on employee well-being. This feedback We'll enhance our programming for employee well-being. And these things are organized and offered from our Wellness and Abilities team within Human Resources. The 2023 Employee Engagement Survey results will be unveiled a little bit later in September. Your employee voice matters, and we want to thank you for all of your feedback. Together, we'll work to enhance the areas that we do well in, and we'll look to find solutions to the opportunities that you've identified. Our next priority for Human Resources is the important work identified within the 23-26 Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility Blueprint, otherwise known as IDEA. This 3-year strategy aims to drive momentum on creating a culture of inclusion in the work environment, where employees feel respected, safe, and a sense of belonging. We believe a culture of inclusion transforms diversity and equity into innovation and success. Our journey this year will focus on capacity building, robust conversations, and workforce recruitment. Each focus area will have clear tactics and success indicators. So achieving these will help us realize the benefits of having an inclusive, diverse, equitable, and accessible college work environment. Finally, the Strategic Workforce Planning Initiative, which was undertaken last year, and it provided a framework and 2 proof of concepts that were data-driven to determine workforce requirements. This year, we're going to continue that multi-year strategy. It's very important to understand the focus of planning for our workforce, as we know the college is going to be expanding and growing with our international enrollment over the next 5 years. So this planned growth results in being very critical to map our current talent needs to our future talent needs as our college continues to evolve. I continue to be inspired by your innovation, by your commitment, and by your creativity that I regularly see from all of our employees. Thank you for all that you do for Algonquin College, and I look forward to experiencing the 23-24 academic year with all of you. Now, before my next colleague comes up on stage, I am thrilled to introduce a short video that was created to highlight the results from the equity census that the college undertook. This provides insights into the demographics of our workforce, and it is foundational for improving the culture of inclusion and belonging. Following this video, Laura will present. Can I ask that the video play now?
To live and breathe the idea of Algonquin College means a community-wide commitment to inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility, or IDEA for short. Algonquin College's Employment Equity Survey was sent to 3,462 active employees earlier this year. To date, we've received over 2,700 responses, exceeding our 80% response rate target. Thank you for participating and helping us paint such a vibrant picture of our workforce diversity. The future of Algonquin College is IDEA in action. IDEA drives progress and improves belonging. It includes the 57% of women and the 6% of francophones who work here. IDEA tackles barriers, safeguarding and supporting the 11% among us who are living and working with apparent and invisible disabilities. IDEA hears and honors the stories, history, and experiences of the 2% of Indigenous people who work here. It empowers all those who shared personal details about their identities, including the 6% of employees who belong to the 2S LGBTQ+ community and the 22% of racialized employees who proudly represent diversity across many races, ethnicities, and heritages. The best idea for Algonquin College is IDEA for all of us. Access the IDEA Blueprint and the full 2023 Workforce Diversity Summary Report online at algonquincollege.com/diversity report.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Laura Stambra, and it is my privilege to be Vice President of Student Services here at Algonquin. And you'll see behind on the screen Strategic Enrollment Management. And for us, that's efforts in supporting and meeting the enrollment goals of the college and ensuring that our students are successful. And that will be a continued focus for us this year. And Student Support Services has developed a multi-year roadmap, and that will begin evolving student services to meet our international growth and enrollment. And Dwayne McNair and I will continue to lead a cross-college working group for student housing. You've heard about that already today, and it's a ever-increasing issue, and we are looking to reduce those barriers for safe and affordable housing for our students. And we will continue proudly, look over to our Students Association, to work with them on their very important priorities, as well as the strategic initiatives of the college. And further professional development, sharing of best practices, and improving our processes will be part of what we're doing as part of strategic enrollment management. We have a great working group, and that's for employee engagement. So look for articles in MyAC. There'll be one next week, and we'll have great activities to engage you, so hope to see you there. And as well, Algonquin's continued pursuit of truth and reconciliation through the transmission of Indigenous knowledge is extremely important. The recruitment for the Director of Indigenous Initiatives is currently underway. Our goal is to have our new director here this fall. And although it's a position within student services, the scope of the role is cross-college. So we will continue to build relationships with our Indigenous communities. We will continue embedding indigeneity in Algonquin College culture. And we will work with academic services and student services to serve our learners well, our Indigenous learners. And my C-Vision talk will not be complete without talking about R3. Yeah, you heard it. We're really looking forward. We have our eyes set on our May 26, 2025 launch, our go-live date. Now that may seem like a long time, but time will pass very quickly. It'll be here before we know it. And so we're currently in our personalized phase, and which is more commonly known as design and develop. And that's where it really does involve configuring our student information system to our needs. And this means that we'll be examining our business processes, we'll continue to work through all of those initiatives, and our processes will save us time. It will eliminate manual and redundant efforts that we want to do. So please stay tuned to all that we're doing with regards to that. We have a showcase on September 26th. We hope to see you there. Please visit the R3 website. And with that, I'm happy to turn it over to my next colleague, Mark Savinkoff.
Thank you, Laura, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Savinkoff, and I'm the Vice President of Advancement and Strategy. Indeed, we want to provide our students with every opportunity to succeed, and at Algonquin College, we're incredibly grateful for everyone who joins us in that journey. Now, some of you may be wondering, what exactly does advancement and strategy mean? So we'll try to break that down a little bit for us all here today. It really means that every day we challenge ourselves to be even more strategic than we were yesterday, and that we don't do that in isolation, that we continually engage our proud graduates, our generous donors, and our strategic industry partners to help us advance, to support student needs, and to support our academic priorities. We have such a diversity of programs and so many great grads who have completed them. And every morning when I wake up, I think, wow, I have a home and I have power to it because of Algonquin College grads. When I get my kids ready in the morning and I'm rushing them out the door for the day, I think, wow, the car I'm getting into was recently serviced by a grad, and I'm driving on a road that was built by our former students. When I drop off my daughter to daycare, I have no issues or concerns about the care she's going to be provided. Or when I drop off my son at one of his buddies to go on a big outdoor adventure, whitewater rafting, and his mother cringes, I know that they're going to have an amazing time running into some people who have come through our classes and our hallways. And when I go with my other son, perhaps that follow-up doctor's appointment, and he meets with the nurse, and some of those unclear test results that we just need a little bit more information on. Again, I'm confident in the education that's been provided and in the care that he's going to receive. So after all that's said and done, of course, I hop back into that car that's been recently serviced, and I take off down the road just in time to catch, of course, Sam LaPrade on the radio, as she often is, talking about amazing things in our community, and I have the benefit of coming and working at a place where so many of us are interested and engaged in all of the graduates that we've all encountered during our days. Try to have that quick workout at lunch with Joey Barry because, wow, he's way better in shape than I am, and he learned that all here. And at the end of a really long day, right, I'm driving back, flipping through the radio stations, and Jamie Fine is on every single one of them, and hey, why not? She is fantastic. Get home just in time to catch Patricia Bowl on the TV, but we don't have much time because my wife and I are going to North and Navy to celebrate our 20th anniversary. Again, because of the chefs and the restaurateurs who have come through our halls. It's an amazing place that we have, and it's an amazing community that we have, and part of the work of me and my team and on behalf of all of us is to think about all those experiences and all the people who make that happen, the communities that they serve. But it's not just us who are interested and inspired by those alumni. We have a great number, I should say, of generous donors who feel the very same way. They're inspired to invest in our students so they can become those leaders in our communities, and they can in turn serve in ways that make sense to them. So last year, the college, through the efforts of not just my team, but many of you across the college, we raised over $3.5 million in support of, again, students and academic priorities. And that's through a number of things. It could be the development of a new classroom or a lab or the equipment to go inside of it. Or over 3,700 students over the course of the past 2 years benefited from donor-funded awards, scholarships, and bursaries. And we think about some of the stories of those student recipients. And I think about one in particular that we heard about when she wrote a thank you note to us to share with the donor about how she had been admitted and was really excited to come, but also not sure that she'd be able to accept because of some financial constraints that she was under. And it wasn't until she received word of a significant donor-funded bursary that she was going to receive that she biked to Canadian Tire, and she found her mom working in one of the aisles that day to tell her that now her dream was going to be made possible because of the support and the generosity of others. That's the type of inspiration we live for, that we look for, and that we're excited by every single day. And why is that important? Because we work with and for industries that need and want the graduates that, again, come through our halls and through our classrooms. Strategic industry partners allow the college to align itself with industry leaders who, yes, will benefit our students and will benefit us all as members of not just this community, but all of the communities, both locally, regionally, and nationally, that our graduates are in. And so when we look for those strategic community and industry partnerships, it really is to offer value, to offer benefit, and to show that our grads can stand up against any of the best and, again, make those important differences. So when we think about vision, when we think about strategy, and we think about our ability to work with you to support our students in the future, I would suggest if we don't envision a future that engages those grads, that works on the generosity of our donors, that includes industry and strategic partnerships, then our vision isn't just quite big enough. We look forward to a great year ahead. Thanks so much.
She didn't leave me hanging this time. Okay. Wow, was that ever inspired? It really sounds like we have an exciting academic year ahead. I can't wait. What about UAC? If you're looking forward to the year ahead, I want to hear you make some noise. Yeah. All right. What do you think, Sheila? Do you think they can do better than that?
No way, come on, AC, make some more noise.
Okay, that's much better. Now, we are pumped up and ready to go. I think we're also ready for the next round of inspired AC Vision Talks. But first, let's take a look at how Algonquin College is investing in accessibility on campus.
Because we are learner-focused and people-driven. Because we believe best practice is only the starting point, and
and that success should be within reach to anyone. We've made investments into the kind of environment designed to work for everyone. Over 5 years, Algonquin College will have invested more than $9 million into the built environment, improving accessibility on our campuses. With the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act as our guide, we've learned that opening the doors to inclusion starts with applying the principles of universal design. A change from this to this, where dark and narrow hallways become open, well-lit, and spacious pathways for navigating with ease. This is just one of the ways we're making more hopes and dreams achievable and accessible. Our aim is to make more hopes and dreams achievable so that a diverse range of end users, with and without disabilities, are able to access our campus barrier-free. When our vision is realized, we will see improvements to wayfinding, widened doorways to classrooms and office spaces, universal washrooms in every building, and the destruction of an ever-decreasing list of barriers. The future of Algonquin College is bright and accessible. We're rebuilding better with belonging in mind. Our work, demolishing barriers to inclusion, doesn't stop here. We are on a journey, and it includes everyone. Join us. Learn more about Algonquin College by visiting Algonquin College.
It is amazing, though, to see how the college continues to make changes to become more inclusive. I'd like to talk about the next round. Next up, we have AC Vision Talks from Annette Bougie, President Academic Union, OPSU 415, Christine Kelsey, President Support Staff Union, OPSU 416, and Abigail Sotu Carvalha, the new Students Association President. So I'd like to welcome the lovely Annette to the stage right now.
Thanks, Sheila. It's great to be here this afternoon and share space with the college community. My name is Annette Bougie, and I am the proud president of OPSU Local 415, representing the academic voice here at our college. The start of the traditional academic year in September is always a really exciting time for us. We welcome new students, and we get to see colleagues again, and that feels great. What also feels great is the conclusion of bargaining. After years of our wages being capped unlawfully and not keeping up with inflation, thanks to the hard work of our bargaining team, of which our very own Sean Pentecost is a part, we get to see some relief. What's disappointing, however, is that our college has stated that it will not keep the promise that it made at the bargaining table and pay us our retroactive wages within 30 days. In particular, I feel for our partial load colleagues who've had to weather the storm of workplace precarity and deal with inflation, and now they have to deal with another broken promise from our employer. What our bargaining team highlighted for us was the importance of faculty unity. Keeping our pedal on the gas is how we achieved all of our gains, and it's what we must continue to do. We need to continue to be united to move forward. As an academic union, our focus this season remains the same for the 900 full-time and partial load members that we represent. We will steadfastly defend our faculty voice to ensure that our collective agreement rights are upheld. We will continue to hold our college to account in everything that relates to our working conditions, whether that's class sizes, professional development, the role of coordinators, workplace accommodation needs, and beyond. In short, we want to continue to ensure that our college lives and breathes its values of caring, learning, integrity, and respect. Finally, you may have noticed that our union's physical office space has moved. We're now located on the second floor of A building in a bright, accessible, and more modern and uplifting space. Please know that our union office doors, proverbially and physically, are always open to our members, and you're always welcome. We'll be hosting a more formal open house on September 14th, so please check your emails for news on that. So from all of us at OPSEU Local 415, best wishes for a strong start to the academic year, and we thank you for your continued trust.
Hello, everyone. For people who don't know me, I'm Christine Kelsey, and I'm the president of the Support Staff Union Local here at Algonquin College, which is OPSEU 416, and we include all full-time and part-time support staff at the college. My home position is in the Center for Accessible Learning, and I'm an assistive technologist there. This year, we are starting a busy year again. It always seems busy for support staff. We are going to be having a lunch with your colleagues on September 7th for all support staff, full-time and part-time. The deadline to sign up for that actually is tomorrow. So if you haven't signed up yet and you are support staff, call extension 7645 and we'll get you some tickets. This year, one of the things we're doing is we're changing our bylaws. It's an important change. We're going to be adding an equity seat to our executive to help our local become more inclusive, which is a really big priority for us this year. We're also going to be adding a communications officer because we've been hearing that some of you are not getting our communications, so we're trying to get better at that. If you might be interested in one of those positions, you can always reach out to me and I'll help hook you up. Yeah. It has been a very busy bargaining year for full-time support staff. As chair of the bargaining team, I know for sure. As most of you probably heard, that we went back to the bargaining table to bargain Bill 124, our Bill 124 reopener clause, and I'm happy to tell you that we were able to secure over the next 3 years, or actually including last year, so 3% for September of 2022, 3% for September of 2023, and 3.5% for September of 2024. Also, we were able to move our next change in our benefits from September of 2024 to January of 2024. So these are some really important changes that we made. And I want to reach out and thank everybody. We couldn't have done this without the support that support staff made. Thank you for sending us your stories about how your family was struggling during the or not just during the pandemic, but struggling because of the rising costs of the cost of living in Ottawa and the Ottawa area. Your stories made a difference. I told them at the bargaining table, so thank you so much for sharing them. And thank you also for wearing blue. I love seeing the pictures of all of you wearing blue. It was awesome. Full-time support staff, our next priority is to work together to tackle the increasing workloads that I'm still hearing that you guys are facing. So that's really important. Also, I'd like to move on to part-time support. So I'm hoping that part-time support staff can secure the same or better wage increases that we were able to secure for their Bill 124 reopener. They don't have a date at the bargaining table yet with their employer, but we know that part-time support staff has been impacted by Bill 124 for sure. And another big thing for part-time support staff is that you are going back into bargaining this winter, and we are having a meeting on September 19th at 4 p.m. for you to tell your bargaining team what you want in your next contract. So get a hold of me if you don't know how to get to that meeting, and I'll help you out. And just that the whole local is wishing all of you a wonderful 23-24 school year. And if you need anything from us, we're here for you, and you're here for us, and come and talk to us.
I needed was there all along. And I tried to fight it alone. Surrounded by people I tried to ignore. Kicking and screaming, knowing I can't go backwards. Baby, you can't go backwards. Baby, you can't go backwards. Baby, you can't go backwards. Baby, I can't go backwards.
The Algonquin Students Association has made it our mission to create an environment that inspires a passion for student success. And we're not finished yet. To share our priorities for the upcoming year, please welcome SA President Abigail Soto Carvajal.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Good afternoon, everyone. I am thrilled to join you today to represent Algonquin College students and the Algonquin Students Association. From day one in our role as directors, we begin our work listening to students' hopes and dreams for their college experience. And with this valuable information as our source, we develop 6 priorities for the year. Let's go over them together. Priority number 1 will be no surprise: housing. My predecessors did a survey in November 2022. Over 3,000 full-time students participated. We discovered in that survey that 4% of participants had no permanent housing. That means that in the survey sample, 116 students were homeless at the time they did the survey. The SA wants to have a dignified, accessible, and affordable housing experience across all campuses that reflects the values of Algonquin College. This means improvements to the residents in Ottawa and quality residence options in Pembroke and Perth that will meet the diverse needs of current and future students. Priority number 2 is to improve academic delivery to create evolving and equitable learning experiences. We want to see a college committee focus on preserving teaching quality, replicating successful scenarios, and creating opportunities for equitable learning experiences within programs, as well as helping with it to increase the capabilities of the Center for Accessible Learning to assist students with both visible and invisible barriers. Priority 3 is to broaden accessibility to college facilities and resources, including Perth, Pembroke, and their hand-on programs, by ensuring operations and services are available during all 3 terms. The SA also wants to ensure dietary needs are met for all students. Our community is diverse, and we want our food services to be a reflection of it. Fourth, to bridge the gap between domestic and international students. To start, we want to see the International Education Center move to a new welcoming space right here in the Student Commons building. We also want to increase support for international students by adding more international advisors, not only in Ottawa, but in Pembroke and Perth as well, by advocating for increased funding for the IAC. And 2 more priorities to go. Number 5, to move towards sustainable campuses. We are a smoke-free campus, but the reality is that many students and staff still smoke by entrances and in common outdoor spaces. The SA will be advocating for designated and forced smoking areas with proper disposal options. Our final priority is to ensure efficient and cost-effective transportation services on all campuses by supporting the development of public transit options in Pembroke and Perth. Encourage improved services and benefits of the U-Pass, and finally, advocating for the reduction of parking fees to be closer to market value with other post-secondary institutions in Ottawa. We know it's not an easy task. We have a lot to work toward this year. And I know that while some conversations may be challenging, our relationship with Algonquin College will continue to flourish. I want to thank President Brule and the members of the Algonquin College executive team for your continued encouragement, your support, and all of the ways you make meaningful connections with the Students Association Board of Directors. We truly appreciate your partnership and support. Thank you, everyone. Gracias. And now, it is my utmost pleasure to now introduce Algonquin College President and CEO, Mr. Claude Brule.
Muchas gracias, Abigail. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Kwe. It's absolutely wonderful to see so many of you here in the Commons Theater, as well as those joining online for our annual AC Vision event. Who's excited about the coming year? Let's just, yes, wonderful. That's not in my script, but and I know I always give kittens to Tracy, but I want to give a shout out to our two MCs, because I'm not sure anybody else is going to do that. So big shout out to Sheila and Kara as MCs, yes. I do want to say a special welcome to some of our guests who have joined us this afternoon. We have, and unfortunately she's had to depart, but our Algonquin College MP, Algonquin College MP, I should say Ottawa West Nepean MP, Anita Vanden Bell was here with us. Our very own Lane Johnson, she's a college ward, she's our city councilor. Welcome, thank you for being here. Jamie McCracken, who's our vice chair for one more day, and he's becoming our board chair starting tomorrow. Welcome, Jamie, thank you for being here. And I think we have a couple of other board members, internal board members who are here. I know that Wada Manofi is here. He's our support staff member. Welcome. And I believe Laura Gerald is here as well. She's our administrative rep on the board. Thank you. I also want to give a big shout out to Abigail and her team, because the entire SA board is here in the back row right here. So welcome to all of you. As well as Ben Din, our new Students Association General Manager. Welcome, Ben. Thank you. Let me say how wonderful it is to have Marquita Evans, CEO of College of Ontario, here with us as our guest speaker today. Thank you, Marquita, for, she's first of all an incredible advocate for the work that we do as Algonquin College and all colleges across the college system. Thank you for inspiring us all and reinvigorating our shared passion for learner success. Thank you very much, Marquita. So you've heard from a lot of speakers this afternoon, and I want to thank my colleagues on the executives. I want to thank the presidents of Local 415 and 416, as well as presidents of student associations for sharing their priorities for the coming year. I really look forward to the many opportunities that we're going to have to collaborate on employee engagement and learner success this coming year. Summer has given many of us at the college an opportunity for a well-deserved break, to reconnect with family, to most importantly, rest and recharge. On a personal note, and you may hear me say this a couple of times, it was my first summer as a grandparent. And yeah. There are lots of firsts in that first year, so it was real joy to spend time with family and watch that little nipper grow, because they changed so fast at that age. It was wonderful. I want to give a big shout out also to all the employees that I've caught up with in the hallways. I was back in August, and many of you stopped me in the hallways to share your stories about your summer. It could be a summer adventure, trips you've taken, or perhaps something that's happened in your life during the summer. And I really want to thank you for those moments, for sharing with me. I appreciate those interactions because they help me make it personal, make those personal connections with all of us. So thank you for sharing. Finally, I want to thank all of you who were here this summer, either teaching our students, supporting our students in the summer term, or preparing for the fall term. It was a busy summer. We had over 9,000 students here this summer, and I can't tell you how busy that made the hallways and the classrooms. So thank you for adding to that vibrancy. Looking forward to the coming year, there are going to be many, many innovative opportunities ahead. Those are going to help us strengthen our identity as a polytechnic education hub. And you've heard from Chris Jensen earlier about that. It's going to further enhance our reputation and allow us to stay leaders in the post-secondary education. We're planning for the future, and it starts now. We're going to be starting to develop a roadmap or framework for what the next strategic plan will look like. Yes, we're already a year and a bit into our strat plan. It's only a 3-year plan. So we're going to start right now to start planning for the next one. We're going to be putting our academic plan to work. And again, you've heard from Chris on this, so we look forward to that. We want to grow our student body and nurture the talent that we know employers desperately need. And we want to bring in more international students, and we want to do this responsibly, ensuring that they're well supported on their journey to success by working with our surrounding communities. And we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk by putting our plans into action. As you've heard from Diane McCutcheon, our 23-26 IDEA blueprint is in full swing, reflecting our commitments to a more inclusive and accessible future for all. On top of that, we're tackling areas like cybersecurity and exciting cutting-edge technology like artificial intelligence or AI. And if that's not enough, we're also taking on environmental challenges with a strategy to boost our resilience to climate change by reducing our emissions. And let's not forget, we're also stepping up our commitments to uphold truth and reconciliation. And we'll have many activities this coming year to demonstrate that commitment. A year ago, we started the third phase of the college's R3 project that you've heard from Laura Stanbra. It's a huge project. It's a multi-year project. The personalized phase, we're in the middle of it right now. It's a complete rethink, redesign, and reimagine, that's what R3 is for, of how we operate. This phase is very extensive. It's the longest phase of the entire project. And this year, we aim to complete it, but we're gonna need your help. We need, as a college community, your input. This is the time that's critical for you to roll up your sleeves and provide us that input. We wanna make sure that when the platform goes live in May 2025, the platform meets our needs. So we're looking for your support. And by moving forward with our learner-focused plans and launching projects to make learning more flexible and personalized, we're not only guiding the future of post-secondary education, but we're also attracting new learners. We're sparking interest for new supporters, new collaborators, new partnerships, and we're securing the college's long-lasting success. The new workforce diversity report that you just saw in the video there illustrates our commitment to equity, diversity, inclusion, and now accessibility, or IDEA. The information shows that everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, culture, indigeneity, language, gender identity or expression, sexual orientation, or disability, can experience belonging, connection, and respect. This analysis is essential for recognizing and addressing any inequity gap that we find as we strive for this ideal of IDEA. And as we navigate the challenges and frankly the opportunities that lie ahead, let us remember that our strength lies in our diversity and remaining focused on providing our learners the best possible college experience. After all, we're stronger together in an environment where every voice is heard, every story is celebrated, and everyone is welcomed with open arms. Which brings me to my final point. You know, as we dive into all the exciting projects that you've heard this afternoon, let's remember to add a little bit of good old fun back into the mix. What do I mean by that? I think we can all agree that the past couple of years have been a bit of a challenge with the pandemic. And I think it's time to inject a bit more excitement, a bit more fun in the form of social activities with our college community. So keep an eye out for more details coming this fall. That's a teaser. All right. And so in closing, like all of our previous speakers, I want to wish everyone the very best as we start the 2023 fall term and embark on a new academic year. Miigwech, thank you, merci.
Thank you, President Brule. Let's get another round of applause for him, okay? I am so proud to be an Algonquin College employee, and all the AC Vision talks today really exemplify why. We're creating an inclusive, supportive, and empowered community that I'm just so excited to be a part of. No matter what our role, the relationships we make, and the work we do, we are changing lives and shaping the future one student at a time. That feels pretty special, don't you think, Sheila?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's been amazing to hear from everyone today, and it's great for all of us to come together with like a renewed purpose for the academic year ahead. And I know you're all eager to get back to socializing, but before we do, let's take a look at a video that was taken last June, a convocation video that reminds us why we do what we do here at the college.
Seeing the smiles on all the students' faces, it's so inspirational. We're just really fortunate to have such a rich diversity here at the college. Our International Education Center alone supports over 4,000 international students from 100 countries. Every learner at Algonquin College has the potential to change their life for the better, to benefit their community, and to change the world. We'd like to close today by thanking all the generations of Anishinaabe Algonquin people who have and continue to care for this land. We also value the contributions that Inuit, Métis, and other Indigenous peoples have made in shaping and strengthening this community.
So miigwech to Kara as well. I just want to say miigwech. Miigwech to Element FM, our guest speakers, Marquita Evans, all of our AC Vision Talk presenters, the Students Association, the Marketing Department, Communications, the events team. It's always a team effort, and a lot has been put into this event today. Thank you all for seeing our vision and making it happen. Yeah, we have over 10,000 new students starting September 5th. Yeah. And we hope that everyone can take part in our AC Day 1 activities. It's such an important day for those students, and we hope you can find a way to get involved. You can go to the Algonquin College orientation website for more information. Okay, thank you all, everyone, for joining us today.
Enjoy the 2023-24 academic year. We'll see you in the lobby. That's a wrap, everyone.